Hey folks, welcome back, another Poemass video, and tonight we're getting the Mallow and Tsareena banner, right? After like more than a year since Mallow first appeared in the game, right? So as usual, I will be summoning for live tonight, so stay tuned for that, right? Should go live as soon as the banner goes live, so yeah, hopefully we don't, hopefully it's better than the May banner. But yeah, all right, let's talk about Mallow Tsareena. So we'll go over the unit in a second, but just to get this out of the way, like unless you're like a huge Mallow Tsareena fan, right? This is now save season. We're getting really close to the 1.5 year anniversary, right? It's time to save, so we don't get ambushed by whatever the heck happens in the 1.5 year anniversary. Even if you really wanted someone on Mallow, right? At least wait a few more days. I don't think we're gonna get like the 1.5 year anniversary info in the next day in mind, but we'll get like a lot of info leading up to it. So maybe we could probably get a clue, right? At least. So yeah, it's save season, and all that. However, the unit we could talk about, right? And we'll talk about it. So it is a good unit. It's definitely a good unit. I mean, the game doesn't really ever like give us like bad units anymore. Like ever since like Nate, I guess. I guess the game does give us some bad units from time to time. But it's a solid unit, right? So let's just go over its stuff first. Really good HP, good attack, solid defenses, not that great speed. And as for the moves, got Drop Kick, which guaranteed lowers the opponent's attack. It's a 2-gauge move, right? Base power's not that great. 100% accuracy, I guess. You got Teeter Dance, which is an AoE confusion, 100%, right? Which is really nice. And then you got Mallow Special, which raises user speed, accuracy, and crit, which is good, I guess. And then you got Power Whip, which is Power Whip, no additional effect, good damage, bad accuracy. Physical, right? So as for your sync move, the move power increase if the target is confused. And then as your passive, you got Confusion Synergy 5, extra 50% damage to your moves if the opponent is confused. Solar Shield, you won't get affected by status conditions when it's sunny. And then Power Posture, which increases the more the opponent's attack has been lowered, the more it powers up your moves, probably just through Drop Kick, right? So Mallow is a really good sync nuker for the most part, right? Got 2x multiplier over here, and then you got some other multipliers on the grid. The only issue is Mallow doesn't have a team, unfortunately, right? To get like to unlock her full potential, because we don't have a grassy terrain unit yet, right? But even without grassy terrain, she's still like solid, right? Let's go over the grid. Got Solar Flare 5, extra 50% damage to your sync move when it's sunny. Crit Strike 1, extra 10% damage when you crit. You got Tropic Overwhelm 9, so if you pick that up, you get like -2 on the attacks on your opponent when you Drop Kick. Pecking Order, that's another 2x multiplier to your sync move, right? Drop Kick Power Posture, increase your Drop Kick damage, I guess, if you want that. Wide Awake is Wide Awake. Move Gauge Refresh for that. Stop Hitting Yourself 5, so this is... yeah, so we get a stop hitting yourself unit that's not like seasonal limited, which is nice, right? And plus it's also AoE, right? So you got 2 move gauge refreshers for a Teeter Dance, although you really don't need, you just like use it once and then they're all confused, right? It's an AoE, right? Got Speeding Sun 3 and then Charging Sun 3, extra 30% damage when you in Sun. So again, you got really great stuff here. A fantastic sync nuker. I think it's like 3rd or 4th highest sync nuker in the game without grassy terrain, and could be the highest in the game if you do have grassy terrain. However, again, it's not realistic because no one like has like grassy terrain for one. And even if someone does have grassy terrain, you'd also have to require that unit to also give you special also give you physical attack, because and crit, because Mallow unfortunately doesn't max out her own crit and physical attack, right? As for some other stuff, she's just mainly here to do some like solid grass type damage, right? For the most part. I do think again, in certain circumstances, right? She could definitely be a better um damage dealer than Sceptile, especially in legendary arenas. However, uh she's just so much harder to set up, right? Because stuff like pecking order, right? You have to like decrease the opponent's attack, and that's always just like slightly harder to set up in terms of sync nukers than stuff that, yeah, like you have to like raise your stats or whatever. But again, it's not like the biggest deal in the world, since she could do that herself relatively well, right? So I'm not too worried about that for the most part. So like she's a tech unit that really just does like good damage, and also she could confuse as well. So there's like two purposes there, right? But she's mostly a damage dealer, similar to May, except I do think May brings a bit more value to your team, just because Rain is so more, so much more universally used than, say, well, I guess Confusion is more universally used, because I mean, you could throw Confusion on any team, and Rain is just mainly for water type units, right? Or anyone who has any Rain passives. But I mean, Confusion, if you want to like get the most value out of it, you have to like run other units with like Confusion Boon or whatever, right? And there just aren't that many units that have that. But it's still good. It's still good, right? However, again, in terms of this banner, not a great idea to summon, right? Because like if you're trying to like go for like damage, you have to go like, or sync nuke damage, you have to go to 2 out of 5 to get pecking order, and if you're going for like confusion, you have to go 3 out of 5 for stop hitting yourself. It's a, I don't know, it seems like it's a pretty expensive unit, right? So again, unless you're just like a huge Mallow or Tsareena fan, I definitely don't recommend going for this one, right? And again, she doesn't even get her full potential yet, since we don't have any grassy terrain units. So maybe, even if you do get her at right now, you don't get her at her full potential, which again, her full potential might never be achieved, which is the slightly sad part. Just because, again, for her to achieve her full potential, you'd have to have a grassy terrain unit that also gives you +6 physical attack and +1 crit, right? She doesn't get any. Yeah, she doesn't get any physical attack from this, which is probably not gonna happen because grassy terrain, like, terrain users are usually tech, right? Whether it be Luxray, or Musharna. There's like one weather unit that's like support, being Meganium, and like 2 weather units that are striker. So could there potentially be a sync pair that gives you grassy terrain and also as a support? Yes, but I just don't really see that coming anytime soon. And again, as a support, it would have to give you +1 crit, +6 physical attack, which is not extremely easy to get, right? Unfortunately, unless you want to like gamble on like the 50% crit, and then you still have like, and you still need someone to give you +6 attack, or I guess you get like, or I guess you need like a support that could give you sun and gives you, again, +6 attack, which you could get with Meganium. But then again, you have to sync with Meganium to get the sun, which over here you need to sync with Tsareena to do damage. So those conflict, obviously you can't use Meganium in this case, unfortunately. So it just has to be like someone with Sunny Day, right? And like for Grass Rain, also can't be someone with like Green Thumb. I don't know. I just feel like they released, and this is really, really ironic considering how how long it's been since Mallow first appeared in the game, right? But I do think they kind of released Mallow early, even though she's late to the game for like more than a year. But I don't know. It just feels like she's released in the game too early. We just don't have enough to maximize her potential yet. And but then again, on the other hand, I guess you could say that for like any other like new grass type sync pair that's coming out, the damage dealer, which I guess isn't that fair. But even without grassy terrain, she's solid. She's a solid damage dealer without grassy terrain, right? In the right circumstances, she could be probably more valuable than Brendan. But then again, if you really need like a grass type damage dealer, I'd assume a lot of you guys already have Brendan, right? Or Sing Su Leaf, right? Or even like Vileplume's a solid. Obviously, Vileplume is not on Tsareena's level in terms of damage dealing, right? But she's just not like something like really necessary, right? And like her tech aspects, again, the confusion thing is good. It's just not like a huge deal. And say and her attack decrease, uh, also not a huge deal. Like there really aren't that many units that like benefit from that. It's just like Dawn, I guess, as like pecking order. um but overall, again, it's definitely just overall, it's just time to start saving gems, folks. It's time to start saving your gems. The anniversary is coming up soon. We're also getting, again, either Xerneas or Yveltal as summables. The Valentine's coming up. There's a lot of stuff that you should probably be better spending your gems on than Mallow, right? Again, if you're a huge Mallow fan, go for it, right? I'm not gonna stop you, right? But otherwise, I really don't think this is like, even if you like really want her, like maybe just wait for like her rerun in the future where you can also get some like extra power ups if you want. But yeah, not the best banner to summon on, in my opinion. So anyways, that's me with this one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. Again, we will be summoning her live, so you guys don't have to summon on her tonight. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys there then.